let's get ourselves started here. And unfortunately, we got to start with this whole debt ceiling here, Marcia. I don't want to lose my job, okay? Please. I like working with you, all right? So, Mr. Biden has now, I guess, extended this debt ceiling issue. Now we're waiting till June 5th to find out if we're going to be out of a job or not, basically. So, from our peoples at Reuters, Joe Biden and Republican negotiators said on Friday that they were working on a deal to raise the U.S. government's $31.4 trillion debt ceiling after the Treasury Department warned that a June 5th default loomed without action. Two sides have been negotiating for weeks on an agreement to raise the federal government's self-imposed borrowing limit, with Republicans also pushing for sharp spending cuts. Without the deal, the United States could face a calamitous default. Now, of course, President Joe, he's like, hey, I'm optimistic. Things are looking good. On the opposite side, Republicans are more like, well, I'm hopeful, but we have to make sure that we have a line on tax and we have a line on agreement. There are significant challenges that are ahead. So we already know what the issues are. So let's just get right into the board. And I'm going to start with my boss. Boss, do I have a job or do I got to go out tricking for a new job?
Okay, I have to be careful how I talk about this. So,
should I put a disclaimer on?
No, it's just you see what's in the news, and this would be the first time that we would have defaulted since like the ninth. It's a long time ago.
2014.
No.
Yeah, that was the first default.
No. This goes back before that.
Okay.
Of this type of it's not as cut and dry as people are making it seem. Mm-hmm. This happened like 1940 something like that. It's way back then.
Okay.
So this is unprecedented, and if we default, it's going down. We going down. But hopefully, we will not do that. And I think the reason he switched the date is because it takes 3 days for it to be agreed upon and then made into to process. So you have to have that time, and because of the holiday you have to have that time. But it's crazy, and it's like both sides need to get their acts together. Like I said, I only can talk about it so much because she
doesn't want to get fired. We understand that.
Well, no, because there's a lot of moving parts behind it, and you don't want to I can't get ahead of other things, but this is just if we don't get paid, they don't get paid. How about that? How about we make it so that if no one gets paid, then that is an incentive to get your shit together.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you actually believe that they're going to sit down and vote on something like that? They're going to get paid. The problem I have is they wait till the last minute. They're going to resolve it. They're not going to let that go down the way it is, because think about it. That goes down the way it goes down. Election season is.
They all out.
That's what I'm saying. So I look at it this way. I mean, they usually fight it out to the bitter end.
They originally say they weren't going to take the recess for Memorial Day because they want to work it out, but then it was like, yeah, we out here. That's why they had to
I think I saw Kevin McCarthy. He gave me an invite for his barbecue. So
12 o'clock.
It was like, shoot,
Kevin McCarthy's grilling and chilling. He's actually giving me an invite to go to his barbecue. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Jason, jump on in here. Jump in, Jason.
I might do it, but
go ahead, Marsha. I'm sorry.
No, I just feel like number one, we need to change the way our business is done for us. We have these people who are in these positions for decades, and they have their own interests, and they forget the interest of the people. Because if this goes down, no one's getting paid. The service members, the people on the street, like everything is at a standstill. And how does that make us look? We have enough issues to try to keep up with our competitors and near pace adversaries. And you're going to do something like this. So this just makes us look very foolish, very uncouth, and very just not about what we should be about, which is running our country properly. So
that's right.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
America. All right, Jason.
All right, so I think this is nothing but political theater at the end of the day, because as has been said, it's this happens time and time again. At the end of the day, what's online is the United States credit, right? So. Yep. If they default, that affects currency, that affects, multinational companies. So that's why I say, this is political theater. Yes, you're going to have some give and take on both sides. It's negotiating is ugly. So that's all we're seeing. But at the end of the day, they're not going to default. they will, even if it's at the 11th hour. I truly believe that. But I mean, at the end of the day, also it's like Biden kind of put himself in this position because they knew this was coming. So it's like he was, I think, counting on the dysfunction within the Republican Party, because you saw McCarthy, he barely became speaker, right? Yeah. So there's this contingent of the Republican Party, the far right, that kind of holds his feet to the fire. So I think that's who he's really battling with, because I think Kevin McCarthy is kind of sensible, right? But it's like if you have that party, your party, that's kind of like, okay, well, we'll shut this whole thing down unless we get XYZ. It's like, that makes it hard to negotiate. So I think our crazies, if you will, like our far left people, like, your AOCs and all of them, if you will, I think they're more balanced when it comes to this. Of course, they're going to fight. They're going to make headlines. Oh, we're giving up too much, or, we want this or else nothing else. But on the far right, it's like, nah, I think they really hold a gun to the head. So, but like I said, at the end of the day, we'll get it done.